Have you ever felt like you're meant for something bigger, but fear, doubt, or being practical holds you back? What if I told you that your heart already knows the answer and it's been guiding you all along? Today, I want to share an incredible past life regression story that reveals why following your deepest calling is the key to your highest path. Hi, I'm Candace Thomas, author of Your Vitality Personality. As a holistic doctor, Enneagram researcher, and quantum hypnotist, I've spent over a decade studying the deep connections between personality types, health, and happiness. My passion is simplifying these insights to give you the fastest, most effective path to true vitality. Today, I'd like to tell you about some beautiful wisdom that came through in a recent QHHT session that I facilitated. QHHT stands for Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique. It's a special protocol for past life regression that was created by the famous Dolores Cannon. She was a pioneer in past life regression hypnosis. And her method is really special because not only do you get to re-experience past lives, but then you also get to channel your own higher self. So you end up giving yourself guidance and insight about why you've had the lifetimes you've had, why you've had the experiences that you've been through, what is all the deeper meaning behind your life. It's so fascinating, and I had a really special session the other day. This woman was in her 60s, and she came in because she was feeling a little unsure about taking her next step. She had a very successful corporate job that paid really good money, but it isn't that exciting to her, but she's done it forever, for like 40 years. Meanwhile, she has a passion project that she's been working on for like 9 years. And even though she really loves this side project, she said that she was feeling really uncertain about actually quitting her day job and putting her full resources and energy into this other thing. It just felt risky, and so she was kind of reluctant to pull the trigger. So that was part of the reason why she wanted this session today. And so she got a really interesting answer, and she actually got so much more guidance than even that. So let me share with you the 3 past life stories that we got to visit, and then we'll pull it all together. I'll show you how this actually gives guidance for all of us. So the first past life that we got to visit, she saw herself as a man in the 1800s who was a very respected, successful rancher. He was married, he had kids, he was held in high esteem in the community. But he said that he just didn't feel very fulfilled in life. It felt like he was going through the motions in life. He didn't feel very connected to anything. The woman that he had married, they get along fine. She had been a neighbor. They married young, and he kind of picked a conventional life to do what you're supposed to do, and wasn't finding it very fulfilling, but had no plans to do anything different until he met another woman. He met a woman and had instant chemistry with her, and actually walked out on his old life without a word. He never even told his wife and kids that he was leaving, but he took a leap of faith and started up a new life with this woman, and said that he had no regrets about it. Said that his family were safe and set up and they were taken care of, and that this was his turn because he was finally getting to have a life that really meant something to him. And he went on to have a totally different kind of life. He was a banker, and they had travels and a really passionate marriage, or not marriage, but life together. And so that was a really interesting one, that he had, totally walked out on an old life to take on a new life, but had no regrets about it because he loved that new life so much. Then the next lifetime that she got to visit was as a woman in Civil War times in South Carolina. She was the daughter of a wealthy plantation owner. She met a young man at a military-related party, some kind of ball, and really fell for him, and they became promised. And he left for the war, and he died. He never came home. And she never married. She was beautiful and from a wealthy family and was certainly courted, but she just never really felt drawn to anyone else. So after her father died and she inherited the plantation, she actually sold it and moved to town and used her wealth to finance an early suffragette movement in South Carolina. She was definitely ahead of her time, pushing for the right to vote for women. But she said that she absolutely loved her life. She really never thought about marrying or children. She was really satisfied and fulfilled with her passion for her work. And she said she made a lot of really close friendships with other women. And also she had really interesting experiences networking with politicians and business owners. And it was just a really dynamic life at a time when women weren't generally allowed that kind of freedom. She got to have a really exciting lifetime, and she had no regrets about it. And she was really fulfilled and happy in that lifetime. And then finally, we saw a third lifetime where she was an Arabian woman. She was the daughter of a wealthy horse breeder. He bred Arabian horses, and in that culture, the number of horses that you had represented your wealth and status. So he was a wealthy, high status man, and she absolutely loved helping take care of the horses. She was an only child. Her mother had died, and her father was very doting on her. And in that culture, it was the father's duty to arrange a marriage for their daughter. Her father married her to someone that she felt madly, passionately in love with. He was also a horse breeder, and so she still got to live with the horses and take care of the horses, which was her love. But also, they were so passionate and devoted to each other, and they had children, and she loved her life as a wife and mother, and she felt really happy and fulfilled. And then he died fairly young, and she went into a terrible state of grieving. And so she died kind of young. She was like 50 something. We got to see the last day of her life, and I asked her, was she sick? She said, no, it's not that I'm sick. I'm just ready to go. I just don't want to be here anymore. So basically, grief caused her life to end early, and she said she was looking forward to crossing over and reuniting with her husband. We did find out that that man who was her husband was her horse in this lifetime. She was still a horse lover and had always had horses since she was a young girl, and she had this special relationship with this one horse who she had for like 30 years before he died. And her higher self told her that this husband from that passionate marriage was her horse in this lifetime, which was super cool. So then when I asked the higher self, why did you pick these lifetimes for her to see? What is the message that you're trying to convey? And this is the part that I want you to hear, because this is a message for all of us. What the higher self said was, now you can see for yourself, when you're looking at multiple lifetimes, The ones in which you didn't follow your heart, you didn't follow your true path, if you sell yourself out, if you settle, if you pick safety and security over passion, you just don't end up feeling like the lifetime was really worth anything to you. The higher self was answering her question about, should I stay in my secure job as an executive, or should I take the risk and pursue my passion project, which is a charitable pursuit? And the higher self said, you should have left that job years ago. You need to follow your passion. You're here for your passion. You're here for your purpose. When you choose for your true purpose, everything falls in line. She was worried about money. Would she still be okay without secure income? And the higher self said, the universe takes care of people who follow love. Love is the language of the universe. So when you engage with the things that you love, with the things that light up your heart, the universe takes care of you. It sends you exactly what you need. So I wanted to share this message with you today in case you have been feeling unfulfilled in the life that you're living now. It's definitely scary to take a risk and change up your life and do something that seems controversial or risky or doesn't make sense to most people. But I wanted to encourage you to follow your heart anyway. Take the risk. Trust yourself, invest in your happiness, invest in your life. That might mean ending a relationship that you've been in. That might mean walking out on a career that you put in the time to develop. But if that was really never your heart's desire, if that was really never filling you up and bringing joy and gratitude into your life, it's not worth the effort. It's not worth your time. Afterwards, when you cross over and you look back on the lifetime, you end up feeling like it wasn't very important. The ones that stand out to you as a soul, looking back on which lifetimes really advanced you and that you learned and grew from, it's the ones where you followed your heart. So I'm encouraging you to find your true passion and have the courage to step out and follow it. If you're feeling uncertain about what your higher purpose is, knowing more about your personality type can help you. Each of the personality types is built a certain kind of way in order to be able to deliver a certain kind of purpose. When you take the personality type quiz, I give you this graphic called a mandala. And on the mandala, it tells you what the highest purpose of your personality type is. You'll see that you came here to be a certain kind of person because you came here to contribute in a certain kind of way. You will like your life so much better if you live aligned with that. So check out that free personality type quiz if you'd like to learn more about who you really are and why you're really here. It's available at yourvitalitypersonality.com. I'll put it in the link below. I'll see you next time, and I'm sending you so much love and light. To take the free personality type quiz, join the membership, get the book, or schedule a private guidance session, get everything you need at yourvitalitypersonality.com.